is Rushali and you are watching Rushal's Classes YouTube channel. Welcome to the series of the revision concepts of mathematics. Here we are uploading the videos of the important concepts which are introduced somewhere in your lower class, somewhere in 4th standard, 5th standard, 6th standard, and the concepts which are helpful till standard 10th. We have already discussed about fractions. You can check the videos of the fractions, link is given in the description box. Now in this video, we are going to start one more important concept, that is decimal. Yes, this is one of the most important concept we can say, that is decimal. So in this first video of decimal, we are going to discuss what is decimal, how these decimal numbers are expressed, what is the fraction form of decimal, how fraction is expressed in the decimal form, and what are actually the expected denominators of these decimal numbers. If the denominator is not as expected, means what denominator is expected for the decimal number, if it is something different, then how to express that number in the decimal form. So these points will be explained in this video. So to understand all these things properly, what you have to do, you have to watch this video till end. Watching the video till end is very important. Then and only then you will understand the concept properly. If you watch 50% of the video, you will understand only 50% part of this concept. If you want to understand the concept properly, completely, then you have to watch the complete video. So let's start with the today's important concept, that is decimal. First of all, what is decimal? Decimal is the part out of 10, 100, 1000, means we can say multiples of 10. So that part is called as decimal. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these are whole numbers, complete numbers. Now when we cut a fruit, suppose we cut a fruit in 10 parts, and if we select only 2 parts of that, then we say that 2 parts is the decimal part, because we are selecting out of 10. Now I'll make this point clear to you by giving some example. Now when we say, as I said, 2 out of 10, this is, we can say how we express this. Out of 10, 2. Then if we say 17 out of 100, or 195 out of 1000, we say this is in fraction form. So how to write this as the decimal form? There is one rule for this. Means how this fraction is expressed in the decimal form. Now here 2 upon 10, this is expressed as 0.2. 17 upon 100, this is expressed as 0.17, and this 195 upon 1000 is expressed as 0.195. Now how did I write this? Which rule did I use here? One more example I will give, and then I will make the rule clear to you. Now suppose if the fraction is 7 out of 100, this is written as 0.07. If it is 3 out of 1000, this is written as 0.003. Now I will explain you the rule, how to write this in the decimal form. The simple rule what you have to follow here is the number of places, the number of digits after the decimal point is equal to the number of zeros in the denominator. If it is 10, 10 means it has only 1 zero. So the number of digits after the decimal point will be only 1. If denominator is 100, okay, if denominator is 100, number of zeros 2. So the number of digits after decimal point is 2. If denominator is 1000, number of zeros is 3. So number of digits after decimal point is 3. Here 7 upon 100. 7 upon 100. We have only one digit in the numerator. And in denominator it's 100, 2 zeros. So we expect two numbers after the decimal point. So if we have only single digit, we have to make it double digit by adding 0 and then put the decimal point here. Even in this case, 3 upon 1000, we have only one digit in numerator and in denominator we have 1000, that is 3 zeros. So we have to make 3 digits after the decimal point. If we don't have the sufficient digits here, we have to make it by adding zeros. Here 3 digits are expected. So we have only one digit. Add 2 zeros and then put the decimal point. I'll give you a few more examples. Now if it is 13 upon 1000. Now 13 upon 1000. We have two digits in numerator and in denominator we have 3 zeros. So how we are going to write this? 0.013. We have two digits. We want 3 digits. So we added here 1 0 and then we place the decimal point here. So this is how the fractions are expressed in decimal. And did you observe one more thing? Did you notice one more thing? That while reading the numbers, how did I read these decimal numbers? 0.195. 0.013. One more example I'll give. Suppose if it is 145 upon 10. 145 upon 10. Now here denominator is 10. Only 1 0. So what we have to do here? 14.5. Only one digit should be there after the decimal point. If it is 297 upon 100. 100, 2 zeros. So after decimal point only two digits are expected. So 2.97. So when we read this number, see 14, I read it as 14. But this, we have to read this as 97 and not as 97. The numbers which are before the decimal point are whole numbers. We have to read as our normal numbers. But the digits which come after decimal point, we have to read it as a single digit. 1, 2, 3, 4. If it is 14, don't read it as 14. We have to read it as 0.14. So this is how we read the decimal number. Now this one point is clear to you. How to write this fraction to decimal form. Now if we have decimal number, then how to write those decimal number in the fraction form? Let's see a few examples of this. Now let's check how to write decimal number as fraction. 0.17. Now what we have to check? How many digits are after the decimal point? How many digits are there here? 2 digits. So one thing is sure, that our denominator is 100. 2 zeros. And the number what we have here, right, as it is. Okay. If it is 0.09. Again we have 2 digits after decimal point. So here denominator is 100. We have to write this 9. If it is 1.29. Again here denominator is 100. Why? Because we have 2 digits after the decimal point. And in the numerator's place we have to write this number as it is. If it is 17.5. 17.5. We have only one digit after the decimal point. So denominator is 10. Only 1 0. And this 175 write as it is. It's so simple. Converting decimal to fraction is very simple. Just you have to check the number of digits after the decimal point, accordingly you have to write the denominator. If it is 1 digit after the decimal, denominator is 10. If we have 2 digits after the decimal, denominator is 100. If we have 3 digits after the decimal point, denominator is going to be 1000. Now each and every time we may not get denominator only 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 or something like that. If it is something different, what to do? How to write that fraction in the decimal form? Here 50% part of this I will explain in this video. If the denominators, if the denominators are 2, 4, 5, 8, 20, 25, 50. If denominators are any one among these numbers, we have to make it as 10, 100, 1000 and then write the decimal part. Now how to do that? Now one simple example. If the fraction is 1 upon 2. If the fraction is 1 upon 2. Now how can we make denominator 10? 2 into 5 is 10. 2 5s are 10. But we know the rule of fraction. We have to multiply or divide numerator and denominator at a time by this same number. So if we want to multiply denominator by 5, we have to multiply even numerator by 5. So here what we have to do? We have to multiply this fraction by 5 upon 5. So what we get here? 5 upon 10. Multiplication of fractions is already explained to you in one of the previous video. So now we have 5 upon 10. Now decimal is 0.5. Now all of you are perfect how to write the decimal form. Okay. Now if it is 4, let's take 3 upon 4. Now when it is 4, we cannot make it 10 because 10 won't come in the table of 4. We can make it 100 by multiplying 4 by 25. 25 into 4 is 100. So what we have to do here? 25 into 25. 25 into 3 is 75. 25 into 4 is 100 and here 75 upon 100. So decimal form is 0.75. 1 upon 2, decimal form is 0.5. 3 upon 4, decimal form is 0.75. If it is 5, let's take 3 upon 5. Now 5 we can make it 10 by multiplying it by 2 upon 2. 6 upon 10. 3 2s are 6, 5 2s are 10. Decimal form is 0.6. Now similarly, if our denominator is 8, you will have to multiply this by 125. We get 1000. If denominator is 20, multiply it by 5. We can make it 100. If denominator is 25, multiply it by 4. 100. If denominator is 50, multiply it by 2. It becomes 100. So this is one standard rule we can say for the standard numbers where easily we can make denominator as 10, 100 or 1000. So by following this rule, we can convert these fractions whose denominators are 2, 4, 5, 8, 20, 25, 50. Easily we can convert it to decimal form by multiplying like this. And as I said, if the denominators are something else, if denominators are other than 2, 4, 5, 8, 20, 25, 50, how to write that as the decimal form? So this point also will be explained to you in our upcoming videos. So right now I think in this video, all of you have understood what is the meaning of decimal, how decimal fraction is written, how to convert a decimal fraction to decimal number, how to convert decimal number to fraction form. Apart from this, if the denominators are something like this, standard numbers, how to write this in the decimal form, even this is quite clear to you. So after this comes one important part of the decimal is operating decimal numbers. addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of decimal numbers. And here in this part, students do very funny mistakes. So in our upcoming video, I will explain you how to add and subtract the decimal number. This is one of the most important concept. Even the students of 10th standard do the common mistake while adding and subtracting the decimal number. So in the next video, I will be explaining addition and subtraction of the decimal numbers. So for that, be in touch, subscribe our channel and please do share these important videos among your friends. And thank you so much for watching this video.